ball just to make sure he opens up those 2 balls. And well, I can't not tell if that 11 ball is in the stack, yes or no, because it's right on the edge. In that case, if it's like a 50-50, you could either play a soft bump into it or just choose to play the 4 ball in the side.
What's the best position on the table, Tim, to go into a new stack?
I think the opinions differ a bit on that, but with the break shot usually next to the rack, I think it's the most controllable. You know, it's easier to control the cue ball knowing exactly where you're gonna hit the stack. So the 4 ball would be considered more of an alternative break shot, for example. Well, he's playing 4-13-1.
I thought we were playing 14-1.
No, he's allowed to leave 2 on the table. Oh. Well, he's definitely feeling comfortable. Now, most of the players have played a match already, but Juan Carlos Exposito, he did not have an early round match. He went with a bye into the winner's qualification, so Silanchevas, yeah, just checking to see if the ball is in the rack, yes or no. Silanchevas already played a match, and that's where his rhythm around the table is probably more confident and feels like he's striking the ball a bit better than possibly for Exposito. He will have to build it up from the ground up.
It must be very close because the referee has had to get the ball marker out, Tim, and rack them without the ball there. She'll replace the 11 ball in a moment. And we'll see just how close it actually is. Wow, look at that. Wow. Steady fingers needed for this shot. This replacing of the balls. I don't think he's got the shot, has he, Tim? Has he got it?
Yeah, I think he's got it. And now he's catching the top side of the rack. So I mean, depends. Some people like to play a lot of topspin. I think forward is a nice way to go. Yeah, just like that. Look at that stack. He's had plenty of angle. He's made 3 balls in 1 shot. Let's see. Oh, did he miss that? Oh, I thought he made it. Oh, jeez.
So did I, to be honest. Referee being kept busy here this time on this particular match. Match we saw earlier was incredible, wasn't it? Uma Dernat got to 98 and then missed. It was a strange match from the start, really, with Pelovanovic being late for his match, costing 15 points, and the break.
Yeah, and this is one of those opportunities where especially when you're cold, you didn't play a match yet. This is great to get going, you know, to get the stroke flowing. Little nudge here and there. Lost the cue ball a little bit, but it can take the 4.
Previous match overrunning, so they only had 1 rack each warm up. The Lithuanian, as you said, a little bit longer because he's actually played in a match prior to this. Exposito coming in relatively cold. Decided, Tim, when I get back playing again, when I'm fit enough, I'm going to start practicing 14-1 instead of just playing rack after rack after rack. I'll have a little break in between the racks. But no, I was talking to a couple of guys who didn't know what it was about, an ex-snooker pro actually I was just talking to, and they'd never even heard of 14-1. Well, this is an ideal game, isn't it, for a snooker player to have a go at?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you would say snooker players, they're kind of made for this. It's a bit different though. I mean, there is more in-offs of the back than you have probably in snooker, but like there's some details they have to learn. But overall, yeah, I mean, make ball, get a point, open up the stack and make more balls. I mean, sounds great for a snooker player. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think snooker players are very simple. As a fact, I actually used to play a lot of snooker myself, so I don't think that by any means, but one thing they do very well is make ball in the hole.
Yeah, very accurate potters, aren't they? As is Exposito here, going well, it's creeping up on Jakubes. Oh dear, he was a little bit quick on that and he was up off the shot, Tim. Oh, what a shame.
And especially if you look at how he's left everything in the open now, this is also a great build-up for Silanchevas. Just the first shot, maybe a bit of an issue, but could play 11, 14, 12, 1 and get to the 9. Or 9. Well, the 11 ball lays a bit nicer as a break shot, but then the overall run out won't go as smooth. I think 11, 14 in the same bottom right corner. And if you get anywhere straight on the 12, it's okay to be on the 1, but it's lost the cue ball. Still 12, 12, 14, and use the 1 to get to the 9. The 1 is a little bit over to the long rail, so anything on the 1 ball should give you plenty of angle on the 9.
Just so you know, guys, we are playing with a 35-second shot clock with 1 25-second extension each per rack and 60 seconds after the break. So he starts with his arm a little bit back. The forearm is a little bit back of vertical, which isn't normally the way to go, but it's working for him. I'm sure he's been a product of Piers Labutis being such a big star worldwide. I'm sure he's getting a lot of other players interested, Tim, and it wouldn't surprise me if we saw a lot of Lithuanians coming through. It's only a small country, but we might see a few players, you know, drizzling through, which would be nice.
Well, maybe Bias has inspired a lot of people indeed, but I do know that this young man works together with the same coach as Max Banco, for example. Quite sure you know Max.
Yeah, I know his coach as well.
Yeah. So who is it?
His name, he's got a sister that plays as well.
Yeah.
Leave it with me. I won't use Google. I will think of it. He's a friend of mine on Facebook, and I met him in China at the hay ball. I will remember it. Just give me a little while.
Yeah, it's also nice if I get to trick you here and there. You know, that's nice.
Of course.
Please
do it.
You always do it. You always do it to me. So.
Yep. Tell you what else I've got. I've got some facts on Turkey as well for you a little bit later on. The city where we are. Of course I have. I think that's young Linia, isn't it, in the table number 1, Holstrom. Looks very much like her, even if it's not. I thought of it, Anna Gradiznik, but I can't remember the guy's first name. It's Gradiznik.
Yeah, his first name is a bit more challenging than Anna.
Yeah. What's the initial? Give me an initial.
M.
M, yeah. Not Mitya. I'll think of it.
Well, it is Mitya.
Mitya, there you go, there. Thank you so much. Mitya, yeah. Mitya Gradiznik. Testing now, Tim.
Yeah, it's now looking at playing the 7 in the side. He's running out of options. I mean, he's bought a lot of balls, but he's never really taken care of that cluster in the center. Well, if he lands straight on... Well, he can still go forward and play the 15 and open it up. Problem is, waiting that long with the cluster, there's less scheduling on what he's really going to get as a break shot.
It's kind of like a mini break shot, isn't it? This 11, or 15 rather. Like a mini break. Love to draw in and catch the 5, wouldn't he, Tim? Is that in between the two stripes? In between the 10 and 11 somewhere?
Yeah, I think if he catches the 11 first, draws off the 5 and nudges the 10 over to the side, the 14... I was going to say the 14 might pop out as a break shot.
Gone badly. This is horrible now. Awkward queuing. Just too difficult.
Yeah, Yeah, but that is something I find interesting with straight pool, the fact that you can shoot as straight as you can shoot, but as long as you do not play the game the right way, it's just not going to open up well enough for you. And he played himself in a bit of trouble there. So he does take a 1 rack lead, a little bit more than 1 rack, but definitely still within reach.
Are there special drills, Tim, for 14-1 that you would play, that you would use? I'm not asking you to describe them, I'm just wondering if there are some.
Yeah, I mean, there is so many specific shots, just like in any other game, which you have to practice over and over. Like, when I started playing pool, the first thing I did is I would just put a break shot on, and then I would hit the stack, open up the stack. Did I control the cue ball well? Okay. Now I'm gonna take all the balls and do it again. And just keep practicing how to open the stack and control the cue ball. This kind of things. I mean, it's a big part of the game.
Great info from Tim De Ruyter there, if you're interested in getting into straight pool like I am. Wants us to slow up.
A bit straighter on the 14. That means you will have to punch it quite a bit. Maybe like a stun follow could work, or stun draw back to the center of the table. But it's not gonna open up as nice.
Oh. Obviously a safety here, Tim, yes?
Yes, we'll have to. I mean, as a player, you can only hit the ball, well, to a certain speed. I mean, you cannot really hit it harder.
He's looking at aggressive here. Three to the corner.
Wow, that's tough.
That was really
Yeah,
wasn't it?
And I don't think he really had to. That's the difference too.
He's going to be sat down for some time now, Tim, and a long time to think about that. A little bit of a wild shot he just played, maybe wishing he hadn't played it now.
Now there is quite a wall of balls on the left, 7, 8 and the 10. Quite a problem. So it would be nice to target that as soon as possible. Can he maybe get on the 6 now? No, he's still waiting. Would be nice if you could actually run softly into the 8, for example. In that case, you would land on the 7. The 10 ball stays there as a break shot. But that's for later. It's not in that position right now. So now when is he going to move it? Yes, nicely done. Now hopefully for him, the 7 still goes by the 6 ball. Otherwise, actually nothing really has changed, which would be brutal. Now the 7 doesn't go. The 8 moved right back, so still has the options on the 6 indeed.
He's having to work very hard here, Tim, isn't he? To get position. Still not ideal.
Yeah, to even open up that left side has been super tough. Now just make the ball get on the 13, you know, that you still gotta make balls, otherwise you won't be able to win.
This really tests the brain, doesn't it? This game. It's not like it's mapped out for you. It's not potting by numbers. It's potting by position. Oh, that's a good shot, Tim. That's a better shot. That's opened up everything now.
Yeah, but what's the plan? I mean, the 1 ball does lay next to the stack, so maybe the 1 into the side and opening up the stack. I just don't see any. Maybe he can bump the 1 to the center of the table. Well, a bit harder. So
replaced his cue. As good as he could have done, Tim, I think, isn't it?
yeah, me personally, I'm not a big fan of this kind of break shot, and just the reason why is because you slide off the stack going up table. It's either that or you catch the pack full and the cue ball sticks with the pack, so it's really difficult to get the cue ball out.
Could you theoretically come 2 rails in behind? I know you're going to lose a bit of speed there, but you might get a little bit more top spin, which will kind of try and fight its way through the balls. I know you're hitting a flat pack. Just putting it out there.
Yeah,
Not too bad,
well,
is it?
he's played it well to where he controlled the speed of the cue ball, but the fact that he couldn't hit it hard and make more spread, that's... Well, I kind of don't like the break shot itself. I don't think it's very useful. But on the other side, he's still at the table. He's got 4 balls to work with, and that's a bit sloppy right there.
He does have the 5. It's thin. He will be careering into the 2 ball. Might flick a couple out, Tim. Oh, missed the ball. What was he saying there, Tim?
Well, possibly the amount of balls. No, I have no idea. I wouldn't know.
It's very close. We do know that. 30 to 29. Now into the pack. We caught the wrong ball. I think he's okay with a 14.
Yes, can nudge 10 out of the way. It's got the 7. Now, I like kind of running into the 3 ball. Well, I think... Oh. Did wipe its feet. Deflection maybe a bit more, but... I do believe the 8 ball does work as a break shot as well.
I think he's using the 9, isn't he, now? And he's taken the others away. He must be. Plays pretty quick.
Yeah, score pretty close to each other, so has to make a bit of a difference this run. Otherwise, Exposito's gonna feel like nobody's really torturing him for his mistakes.
Little bit of an angle, not ideal, Tim, is it? It's a little bit of a thick contact.
Yeah, I would have maybe liked to get it a bit bigger indeed. But a lot of rotation players, they like to be a bit straighter to where they know I'm never gonna miss the shot, but then yet the stack doesn't open up as much. You see, there's always that core, and then there's like 4 or 5 balls open.
Tough opener. Starter here. 15. Stun into them. Don't draw, you want to stun, you want to go through them. Pretty nice.
Yeah, the 4 ball doesn't go by the 3. Needs to get rid of the 12 ball as soon as possible just to open up the pockets. Could plan some kind of a break shot, but it's difficult with the shot clock on to make a steady plan. Now, yeah, I'm not sure. Does the 3 ball still go, or will he have to play a bump off this 13? I'm assuming 3 ball still goes, and then the 4 ball could be a break shot. Yes, nice little nudge. He knew he had the 14 over the side, so nothing too horrible. Now the 6 ball is a bit of an annoying ball. If that's gone, all the balls will be in the open, will be available.
About it, decided to drop these middle pockets on the predator arc. I'm very forgiving. Of course, it makes the game of straight pull that much more difficult.
Well, it's interesting how he's taken his break shot away now. I thought the 4 ball was quite decent for a break shot. Just can't tell if the 8 or the 6.
Is that the 11, Tim, or is it the 15? Can't make it out, I'm sorry.
Well, that is the 11 ball. But he won't be able to shoot that 11 ball. If he's frozen to the 6, he's very lucky to be straight into the side. Because you can make a push through kind of shot if it's frozen. And otherwise, oh, nothing. Oh, we could have a match that goes all the way to the end, Mark, because they both are making innings 10 to 15 points each, and they can really not make. They cannot get it together.
Yeah, not really seeing him in control yet completely, Exposito. He's been struggling for prime position. We did see it from Jakubas for a little while when he built that lead. But still both players missing. What a beauty. Appreciated by Juan Carlos.
Well, we are gonna find out. The 11 would be too high for me, but that means he will have to play this into the corner. No, he's looking to play the 11 in the side as a breaker. Another one of those where I feel it's not easy to get the cue ball out. So we're halfway on this set. Or almost halfway. Race to 100 points. Does have a break shot. Now let's see if he's gonna force follow the cue ball into the stack. I would be scared to play with draw with the possible scratch. But still needs to make the ball and he hasn't, and he's opened it up again for Exposito. Yeah, nicely opened. Is he still on the 11? Because if he is, he could go into the stack once again. Yeah, real first. But as you can see, kind of struggling still to get that cluster open. It's been an ongoing problem. Well, as you can see, it does play that really short style. Doesn't really open it up big time in one shot. Still needs to get on this 4 and then maybe run into the 9 and the 10 and split it up a bit.
How many times have we seen awkward cueing, Tim, in this match? Quite a few. I suppose it does happen quite a bit in straight ball when the stack isn't fully opened. You're always going to have tricky little shots here and there. Match going on between Alexa and Georgiev. 85-25, the Bulgarian leads. Mateusz Nigoki looking very good as well at the moment. 97-10 up on Daniel Molochev. How's it looking here, Tim?
Well, you know, most of the players would prefer to play the 9 ball first. But if you shoot the 7, it will be difficult to get from the 9 on the 6, or more difficult. But you don't want to risk missing a ball, because then you're going to leave it as a gift.
Over the halfway mark. Tim, there's a player at the moment who might be able to have a go at the Jason Shaw 832. I mean, I'm thinking maybe Philip would be a candidate for it, and I did hear that he was thinking of going to the room where Jason did his record. Do you think Philip could do it, or what a miss?
Well, there's one flaw to Jason's run, and that's the fact that he did it, I believe, on 5-inch, just because back in the day the old school records have been done on bigger equipment. And well, we know how straight Filler shoots, and he's unreal at straight pull, like super consistent. But then again, he's been playing it since he was super young. So, I mean, I'm not gonna count him out. I would say he probably has a better chance than Jason shooting a better run than he has now.
So you're looking at 1,000 then, the first man to get over 1,000. That's what the big race is, isn't it? That's Jason Shaw's hope. difficult. What does he do here, Tim? Does he just make the ball and then play a safety, or what does he do?
Well, there's that, or you could call the 6-ball safe and bring the cue ball to the top short rail, and the 6-ball comes back on the spot. So technically, you start a new rack, but then the cue ball in a fixed position.
Okay. I'm learning. Asking the ref, I think, to come and have a look. Oh. Just telling you, Kubus. Referee in now as well. Just having a look at proceedings. Says it's okay. No. One more go then. Meanwhile, Daniel Guttenberger, 72-52, ahead of Anthony Brabin. Clemen Schober, 78-39, ahead against Hilmar. Georgi Georgiev, 85-25 over Alexa Pachel. That's the only other games in progress at the moment. Well, she's taking some time, Tim, this is. Yeah, and it's worth pointing out as well, in the Jason Shaw run, it was, of course, with a template. So the balls would spread much better as well. Thank you, Bush Billiard Club, for telling me Mitya. Yes, I did get it without any help, first of all, but thank you very much. Appreciate it. Now 47 needed for Juan Carlos, just 55 for Jakubis. And we've got a little bit of a safety battle here, Tim. Almost become a game of one pocket. If you switched on now, Tim, if you went onto the Billiard TV now and saw this game in progress without any captions or anything, could you be mistaken that this is a game of one pocket? Or not? Is the break would never break like that in a game of one pocket? I think I've lost Tim. Maybe I'm the one that's lost.
Well, Mark. Hopefully it works now.
I hear you.
Okay,
now
great.
I hear you.
I was just gonna say, a European would be on YouTube and see that we don't have any European one pocket championship. So it just depends a bit, I guess.
Yeah, good point. Full-blown safety battle now.
Well, he might be going aggressive on this cut all the way to the top right. Oh, this is close. A beautiful shot that is. Yeah, like that 11 ball, I would have loved to go into the stack, or with this 14, I'm running into the 5 and blasting everything open, and he's kind of taking the points as they come, but it doesn't really give him a lot of breathing space. Yeah, slight improvement if you look at how everything is laying, but like the 9 doesn't go by the 7, the 13, does the 13 go by the 1? Would be nice to clean the bottom. It doesn't make any sense to go 6 and then 15 and then drop down. If not, I'm playing the 12. Like, you have to do something. The 2 points are not gonna make a big difference.
Didn't even try to get on that ball. He's playing a very, very thin cut now. And he's missed everything. He's going to have to take the 12 on. He's got no choice now, Tim. have to look for another break ball. Look at that, 52, 52. Okay on the 7. Very messy, isn't it, Tim? Bit all over the place.
Yeah, but mainly I think he's causing this to himself. I mean, he could have opened up the stack in so many ways already, to where he was supposed to have like a backup ball as well.
What's going on here?
Oh, well, a 13 now is a break shot though. That's the good news. If he can stop the 9. He's right-handed. I think he can just reach.
Oh, he's picked up the break ball.
Oh no.
He's picked up the break ball. Oh dear, oh dear. What's he done there? Well, we're going to have to... the referee sees the funny side to it. It wasn't there. It was a bit further up, I think.
Yeah, but I think that's also... that might cost you like 14, 15 points, honestly.
What, they'll just give him 15 points for that?
No, you lose. It's like a... It's like unsportsmanlike conduct. I mean,
yeah, that's what
if you
I mean.
follow,
So
if you follow,
15.
No, you lose 15. It's like a 3 foul.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
I beg your pardon.
I think it also it depends on the way how it happens, probably. But crazy.
Yeah, he's saying I don't want to do that. I think but the ball certainly wasn't there. It was a little bit higher than that, I think. It's about halfway, I think, between the two first diamonds, Tim. Between diamond 1 and 2. It's got to go up a little bit, I think. They're going to look on the screen. Drama. It was kind of slowing down with that safety battle, and both players kind of out of stroke. And all of a sudden, well, it will be up to the tournament director, won't it, what happens here? Kind of a bit of brain fog happening.
Well, I gotta say, that's not too promising. This European Championship is always a big event. in like many days, 10, 12 days. The Euro Tour is after it, so if this happens on day one, that's not very promising, Mark.
Just a momentary lapse in his head. I mean, he hasn't meant to do it. He's just obviously didn't mean to do it. But I wonder if they stick to the rules, Tim. Rules are rules. If you don't punish him for it, you know, what happens if it happens again to somebody else during the tournament? You need consistency.
Well, I think I've seen it happen in a. I mean, I know, for example, Juan Carlos. I don't think I've ever seen him get anywhere close to cheating. So, like in this case, I'm not even thinking for a second about it. But I have seen in a way worse way that someone like it because the ball was literally next to the rack, the same thing but like worse, and they got penaltied. So, I mean, it's just according to rules. There's not so much he can do, but it's kind of... It is going to be brutal because he's going to lose, well, what is it? 15 points, I think. So he's going to get back to 37.
Yeah, well, they need to make a decision. If you've just tuned in, guys, and are wondering what's happened, Kubis was on a run. He was about to set them up for another break, and Juan Carlos Exposito unwittingly picked up the break ball, realised what he'd done as soon as he'd done it, and tried to put it back in the right place, which I don't think it is in the right place. So we're just waiting now for a decision from our head referee or tournament director to see what the punishment will be, if any, and how we proceed from here, Tim. That's about it. Tim DeLater and myself, Mark White, are in the booth for this.
Yeah, I fear the worst, but maybe there has been like, hey, as long as the other player does agree that the ball... No, it's minus... No, he's gonna get deducted. And then it's Juan Carlos breaking from this position as far as I remember well.
Well, they've added points to
Oh,
Jakubis.
okay.
They haven't taken them away, they've added them.
Yeah, I thought
He needs
players were
28.
deducted, but... Well, I mean, on the other side, Juan Carlos only needs 48 still, so that's not the worst.
So we're back in action then.
Yeah, Salanchevas needs 2 racks, but it's exactly 2 racks, so 1 good break shot. But we'll have to wait for now. Juan Carlos needs 48, so that's a bit more than 3 racks. Can play on to the 7. Or is he going forward to the 11?
Nothing easy here. 5 ball, I guess. is his easiest ball. He's looking at safety though. Or is he going all in, Tim, for the 9 here? Well, if he was...
Yes. And first he's opened up the rack for Silanchivas to then leave it all wide open for him. I mean, it's not open yet, but only takes a couple balls to do so.
Tough 6 or the 9. Oh, he's been unlucky, I think, unless that's gone into a combo. I think it has.
Well, yeah, it's super close. I think he can at least draw towards the 15. No, he went to draw the stack and... Well, this is a mess. I might even shoot the 9 ball from this position, because you need the 4, the 15 or the 1 to be able to do something with the stack.
Kind of one shot at a time, isn't it? At the moment, there doesn't seem to be any real plan. It's just taking whatever's there.
For a second, I think he also thought that was a bit wide.
It was only the pace that allowed it to go in. So he's the 15, the break ball. It is at the moment.
Oh, how did he miss that mark? He was so close by.
Carlos needs a big run now. Needs to run 3 racks at least. Certainly a much better player, Tim, than he's shown us so far tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, but I gotta say that actually for both players. But as I mentioned, I mean, Jokubas, young, still needs to learn a lot about the game. And then Exposito does have a lot of experience, but also has had some time away from the game. He's missed a couple of years on the tour. I do believe he's now started playing again, like half a year or a year. Not sure.
Maybe she's asking him if he wants to carry on. while he's gone for a break or not.
Yeah.
The conversation's too long for that, Tim, isn't it? Conversation's
Well, I
too
don't.
long for that.
I don't seem to be so. Well, there is definitely something. I don't think it's about the break, though. He can actually continue if he would want to during Yokuba's timeout, because
I think he may
Exposito
have
is at
lost
the
the
table.
match. Maybe he's lost the match.
Yeah, but because of what?
Because of the picking up the ball, I don't know. God, I wish we had mics on the players, I really do. Not that I speak Spanish or Turkish, or I'm still struggling with English actually.
I don't think the referee speaks Spanish either, or Turkish, so she might, who knows, but... Well, I guess we are gonna find out at one point, but this is a bit of a mystery happening right now.
Yeah, I wonder if our director can tell us anything what's going on, because we're completely in the dark as much as you are, guys. We don't know what's going on. We are remote. Tim is in the Netherlands. I'm in Thailand. So we're both commentating remotely, and that's another reason why you may hear us just talk over each other on the odd occasion, guys. For that we apologise. Don't see what it can be about, really, to be honest. I mean, there's no attempt to rack the balls or anything, so just wondering. I have asked the question, guys, so that we can hopefully let you know. Spoken to somebody down on the floor, and an answer is being typed now.
Let's see what happens.
This is funny though. He's like, you know, let me put all the balls around the break shot, and if he picks it up, well, you know, then we're even. He put all the balls around the 15.
Yeah, I've seen it now. Well,
Yeah, but
bizarre
I mean,
match.
I get the point. It's just, I mean, yeah, and in his case, the break ball was next to the rack on the rail, so it's a bit different. But yeah, I mean, there's no way that it's gonna feel great to any player. You rack the balls, please. Yeah.
What's he going to do here, though? He's not going to let him touch that ball.
Yeah.
Surely.
This is crazy. Jokubas is like, which ball is the break shot? And he goes, well, that you should remember.
Surely he's got to tell him. No, don't. It's not going to happen again, is it?
No. Well, they did, but you know, I think they're just trying to make the best of it. I mean, it's a really scrappy situation to be in.
Yeah, well, apparently it was a timeout called, which we kind of knew, but we're not sure what the referee came out and said to Juan Carlos Exposito. Anyway, we're going to get back to it now. 44 points needed. What a bizarre game of straight ball.
Yeah, I mean, after all that, I was just wondering, is he still able to make a ball? I mean, how are you going to be able to stay concentrated with all this happening if you did not play yourself out of stroke? Either the referee or your opponent has done it by this time. I mean, not on purpose, but I'm saying this is not how concentration works.
thanks for your message, Wim Bombardant. We're working on it for you now, mate. Sorry about that, but I've just told the producer. And it's hopefully we can get it sorted for you, my friend. Apologies. Well, that's no good either. What's he done there? Have to play the one in the side off of the 5th, off of the 10 maybe.
No, up in the corner.
Corner.
I mean, I mean, at some point, one of them is gonna close out the match. It could be 44 points for Exposito. That's like 3 racks. Or it's 16 balls for Solange. I mean, it's a bit of a bizarre match. Just also them scoring wise. Everything is a bit strange.
A bit of space now around the table to manoeuvre the cue ball. There's still this little cluster of 3 balls which he could choose to draw into. It's the problem of the 13 as well, tied up with the 8. There's one problem sorted.
Yeah, and he does have the 14 now to nudge the 8-13 open. Always gonna have the 15 or the 5, so better do it now than wait too long. And I think the 4 ball might pose as a break shot as well. Yeah, has the 4 or the 13 as a break shot. Now, he could play the 15, 15, 6, 5, go up, 8, 4, up to the 10. Use the 10 to get the angle on the 13. But this is a bit of preference too, like that 13 is not everybody's favorite break shot. Some like it closer to the stack, just as the 4 is.
The 6 ball on here. Doesn't want to move that 4 ball now.
Well, I just have somebody tell me, Mark, that it used to be, back in the day, the fact that players get deducted, you know, as a 3 foul or when they made like a unsportsmanlike conduct. But that they have changed it because they're trying to not punish the player that makes a mistake, but more reward the other guy for, well, for the mistake the opponent made.
Yeah, I think that
So
makes
that's
sense, actually.
Yeah, so that's why Jokubas got the 15 points. At least we got that straight. I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
That must have changed over the years.
Yeah, it used to be the same in snooker. You know, if you used to foul in snooker, you know, pot the white or hit the wrong ball, it used to be a foul stroke, and the player would be deducted 4 points for a for a straightforward red foul. But some years later, they changed it that the other player got 4 points, and it kind of makes more sense as well, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you compare now to snooker, it makes sense, but I was so sure of my own business. I thought I knew the rules.
One thing I've learned in life, Tim, we can never know everything. And that's okay. It means we're still learning.
Yeah, in the meantime, Exposito 32 balls away. That's 2 racks and just a little bit, so he needs to open up the rack twice. Oh, he's played this really soft. This was actually one he could have hit nice and firm, get the big spread. The result is nice though. I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't have any options. I'm more saying I'm waiting for that big power on the break shot.
As always, Tim, as always.
Yeah, some things never change. Now, like for example, I would like to leave the 7, 9 and the 5 open. I would play the 10, play myself onto the 6 and run into the stack again. And that way you have 3 balls on the right where you can land on in case the cue ball finds a gap through the rack. Now, is he gonna play this with draw? Or is there maybe a 15-2 combination that would work as well if he plays with top right spin? You see, it's very minimum work he actually puts into opening that cluster in the center. But the more balls he starts pocketing, the more he gets in trouble. And both players are doing it.
Wrong-handed shot. I've never seen so many wrong-handed shots. Until I saw him use the bridge just now, I thought maybe the bridge isn't allowed in straight pull, but it obviously is. I'm just never used to seeing players playing opposite-handed so much as I've seen in this match. They must really hate the bridge.
Well, he's still on something. I mean, he was trying to bump the 13 like half ball. Still has the 9. Could play for the 12, but I think if he goes 9 forward, this 12, 3, 15 is lined up. And you need to open up these 5 balls. If he wants to have a shot to at least get even.
He can do it now off the 5, can he? He can draw into them off the 5, not all of them, but it can certainly open up the 14, Tim, and the 2.
Yeah, but in this case I'm going forward into the 8, land in between. And now on the 13 you have to open them up. You cannot wait any longer. But you gotta be careful. This time there's not so many balls now with the cluster, so if you hit it 100 miles an hour, the cue ball might find its way all the way to the top short rail. You see, this time he played it a bit in between. And I think the 3 ball does go by it, so he's opened it up, but I just don't like the fact they're waiting so long. I mean, in case I haven't mentioned it yet.
think it did.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna stop mentioning it then. But yeah, I mean it's crazy. I think it's one of the reasons why we're now almost, what is it, 84, 83 after, well, almost 2 hours of play. And the next round was scheduled to start in 8 minutes, so I guess we're gonna be a bit behind. So if you're waiting for your favorite player that's scheduled to be playing on this table, then please bear with us and bear with Exposito and Solanchevas. They're trying their hardest to make a run into a European Championship, so we should maybe have a bit of patience.
Table number 1, you can see the players warming up for their 9 p.m. match. Sorry, not 9 p.m.
It's a 5 p.m. local time. I'll help you out.
5 p.m. local time. Thank you, mate. Well, that's a good shot. Nice angle on this break shot. Just 2 points in it, Tim. We're getting towards the end now. One of them's going to win it. One of them's going to have to win it.
Oh, maybe more drama. Does the 9 ball go? Does it go? Maybe a combination on the 14-2. The 9 ball does go, as you can see, so we can play for either the 5 or the, like I said, 14-2. The other option is 9-5, get from the 4 onto the 1, and then get to the right side and play the 13, I believe it is, under the stack. But in that case you have taken all the balls off the table before you're opening the stack again. Yeah, another good match coming up on table 2. I was gonna mention this earlier. Is Vilius Schulte Ebert from Lithuania, and he will be playing Alexa Petselje, former semi-finalist on the US Open, I believe.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, and I do believe Vilius Schulte, I have a slight memory, I think I do know him from a European Championships under 23 snooker in Romania. But this is digging deep into my memories, Mark.
Yeah, certainly mine.
Well, end of run. He chose to run into the stack with the 1 ball, and well, coming in from that angle, I don't think there was many usual suspects to open it up or to get something after, so he's gonna play it safe. It's been a while though since he has taken a lead, Exposito. He's gonna be feeling thrilled actually after giving 15 points to be in the lead after such a long time. No, and this is quite a trap with the 13 over the corner and the 2 ball that does have a pretty big pocket into the top left. You would really have to stick the cue ball to another ball. So can he nick the 10 and bring the cue ball in between the 10 and the 11 back? Or maybe it's time for an intentional 3 foul, because you can also shoot the 8. Yeah. Yeah, now suddenly Exposito only needs 13. There's 10 on the table. He's made a long 8. So he will at least, well, not at least, he will need 1 break ball. Well, then again, that cluster, not too many possibilities. So I like coming into, well, if you play for the gap between the 3 and the 7, I think even if you catch the 3 or the 7 on the inside, anything is okay with a bit of pace. So you're always gonna land on something. I'm not gonna say it's gonna spread, but now with the 7 on the side, if you play 7 in the top corner, the 3 ball does go to the bottom left, or even the 10 goes to the bottom left. So he didn't look like he was happy with how it flicked off the ball, but it was just enough.
Well, we could be coming to the end of this match, Tim.
Yeah, gets on the 3 ball. But yet, things are so scrappy. It's also super tight, Mark. Everything is so close to each other. How the balls are laying, the score. I feel their strokes are tight towards the end. Oh, is there a combination? Yes, he's playing it, the combination on the 11. It's gonna move the 12 over just enough to not be in the rack, I think. Or is it? No. What has he done there? He's gonna lose his break ball.
I haven't seen that many or commentated on that many straight pull matches, Tim, to be honest with you, as viewers can probably tell, but I've never seen one as crazy as this one. It really is bizarre. It's had everything.
Yeah, I gotta say, to be honest, and I mean, I'm quite sure I could call them both and ask them the same question. I mean, I don't think I've really expected this kind of match from the two of them. I would have expected a higher quality match. But then yet, I think both of them were expecting this. But it makes for great entertainment, that's for sure, because they got it going all the way to the end. 96 against 84. And he needs to catch the 7 or the 8, or like in between. He's gonna look for full onto the 10. That cue ball could stick in the rack. Yeah, it's caught it nicely, the 8. He was aiming on the 10 ball though, so I'm not sure if he got away with it a bit or not. But in the end, he's got a shot into the top right. He needs 3 balls though. What would be your third ball?
I mean, this is just destined to go to 99, Tim, isn't it? And then the other player comes back to the table and it's all level at 99 again. Unreal game of straight pull, it really is. But it's, as you say, it's been entertaining as well. If for all the wrong reasons. Well, he's got this cut now on this 8 ball. He's definitely going to go into the back.
Yeah, always risky though. You need only one. Is there not another way than smashing open the whole back? But so often you don't land on the shot mark.
Oh dear, oh dear.
This is
dear,
why
oh dear, it just had to
try
be.
not to go into the stack. It's either blast it open and get on that one ball, or try another position. Wow. Joe Cubas, Silanchevas is gonna get back to the table.
And he's only got 14 seconds left as well. Oh, he's just taken his extension of 25 seconds. Oh, I don't think he's left anything, Tim. Has he?
Not necessarily. Or does that? I'm just wondering, is there a cut on the 15? I would say no, but there is a window.
Oh, there you go. There is.
Oh dear. This is crazy. 16 balls for Silanchevas. There's 11 on the table, so 1 break shot needed. Exposito on 99. It's been a while since I've seen 100 against 99 scoreline. Usually they end with like a bit of an anti-climax, because there's always one guy very upset, and well, very understandable, of course.
Well, he's done very well, considering he gave 15 points away to Jakubas. He got to 99 first. 99.88 plus.
Yeah, then again,
This
I'm
is
just not
missable.
sure. Why did he not go to the top side of the 2 and he has the 13 to the bottom left, or the 2 ball to do more with it? He was always going to be on the 3 ball. He's leaving himself tough. Occasionally you're going to miss one of those. To the center.
Yeah, especially on these middles, Tim. They're not easy, are they? Done well.
They are not, but he's indeed done well. Now, take the 9, take the 12, so those 2 balls are open.
Oh, 5 or the 2 for break balls. Oh, he's short on this. I don't know if he was playing it to the side or whether he's playing it to the corner, but he's either over or under hit it.
Well, I would definitely say under, because the 11 into the side would have been great to get to the 2 ball. I mean, he's a straight shot. Like, he makes that ball like it's easy. But then yet, to get precise speed on this 5 ball to get there, it's so easy under the pressure to run too far or too short. And if you play a better pattern, you're like guaranteed to be on the break shot. That was the pace. That's not where he pointed. That's not where he pointed. And this is exactly why the pattern matters so much. This is a huge cut mark, and I think if he makes it, he wins. It's like a make it you win, miss it you lose kind of scenario. This is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Well, I'm kind of levitating at the moment. I feel like I've entered another dimension watching this match. It's been crazy. Even right to this last ball now as well. This last break. Needs 5 balls. This one and 4 more. But this is no gimme. This is missable.
Oh, he could play a safety, but he's going for it. Wow. Just wow. This is massive. He needs 4 more balls. Well, I mean, he can easily pick 6 or 7 away from this. Oh, Exposito is gonna be sick. Even though for most of the players, they kind of look at the straight ball being the warm-up nowadays, which I don't agree with, but anyways, they don't prefer to play the game, so they use it as the warm-up. Then still doesn't matter if it's warm-up or not. 100 to 99 is crazy.
This is the one. Wow. I've never seen such a crazy game of straight ball in all my life, and I'm pretty sure we won't see another one for quite some time. Anyway, from Tim de Ruyter and myself, Mark White, thank you so much for being with us. I hope you enjoyed it. We certainly did. Maybe for the wrong reasons, but we did enjoy it. We're back with more action, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you soon back on Billiard TV. From now, from me, Mark White. See you soon. Ta-da.
And a very warm welcome back to the Predator EPBF European Pool Championships. This is a loser qualification match, race to 100 points in the straight pool division between Vilius Schulte and Alexa Petzelier. In the commentary booth, Arya Sarabi and myself, Tim de Ruiter. Welcome, Arya.
Hi Tim, and hi the pool fans watching around the world. We have a very good matchup here, I would think, Tim.
Well, one thing is for sure, Vilius being, well, I would say the best snooker player in his country by far. Maybe a great fit to play some straight pool. And well, I mean, I don't think we have to talk too much about Petzelier if you consider him, well, definitely his best player of his country, but also a former semi-finalist in the US Open. You would say he can play a bit of straight pool. So, yeah, interesting. Schulte seems to be quite loose already.
Yeah, interesting facts there by you, Tim. I was just having a look at past results, and well, Alexa, like you said, I mean, US Open, anything when you mention the US Open with a medal is definitely worth mentioning. But back in 2021, in this very same venue, he had an incredible week where he gathered multiple medals in the under 23 European Championships, as well as going all the way to the final in the Euro Tour with the men's. So he knows his way around the table, that's for sure.
Yeah, I have not seen him travel as much, or maybe not as many events recently, but of course we also had a big break around Christmas and everything. He's been choosing his events. So just curious to see how what his form looks like. Well, definitely off to a good start. From what I could see, we were a bit too late zooming in onto the match, but I could see Alexa either after the break off left a long shot or scratched. I think he scratched. And Vilius making a long one. That's how he got himself into this rack. But he's left himself a bit in no man's land. Well, that 15 could work as a break shot, I guess. I thought it was going to be maybe a bit too much out, but let's see, a bit of inside, needs to get to the bottom.
Well, you alluded to his background, and you can see he's very confident in his mechanics, and well, he definitely looks the part, that's for sure.
Yeah, has always been a bit of a flow player, or at least, I mean, I do have this memory from when we were both 18 years old, kinda. So 10, 11 years old, he was already like quite speedy around the table, always trying to find that rhythm.
Yeah, that was a quick one there. Happens to most of us. It's looks always a little bit clumsy when it happens, but fortunately for him, I don't think he's left his opponent with anything easy.
Well, things could have been way worse. Miscuing on the break shot area, he could have smacked the whole pack and left. Well, I mean, we know Alexa is capable to run the whole set, so smack open the whole pack with a miscue and Alexa running the set would be a bit brutal, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's the nature of this game, particularly at the top of the sport. You could, you could be losing with a big deficit, and if someone did not watch the match, they'll think, well, you never had a chance, but you don't have to do a lot wrong to be on the receiving end of a huge battering.
Wow, confident stroke, no doubt. Gotta say, it's landed. Unfortunate. We'll have to take on the 11 ball, I feel. It's either the 11 or the 13. Well, apparently he is on the 9 ball, so that's a bit of good news. Yeah, also reached final of the Euro Tour, I believe, and that could have been 2021 in Turkey, I think it was. He's definitely had success in his career at a younger age already. Oh, he's still young. I got told recently that when you turn 30 you're old, so he should be fine. Yeah, has opened up the 12 and the 14 by taking the 2.
So Tim, you also of course teach pool, and you've played pool for definitely more than a decade now. So if someone was new to this game, and let's just presume they do have the fundamentals, so we don't need to go about the how to execute the shots. If you would have to explain to them how to approach straight pool in 3 key factors, how would you describe the game of straight pool?
Well, I would say play it very offensively. Like, play to win, not play to lose. When you have a break shot, you try to open the stack and not just nick a couple balls out. I would say try to get in areas where you always have 3 options at least. That's what I've been taught quite a lot. And yeah, I mean, try to think ahead, especially with all the balls in the open. A lot of people, they like to start just tapping balls in, and then towards the end they start to get hampered and run out of shape because they didn't really think about any plan. So I would say those 3 are gonna get you quite far already.
Solid advice. Thanks for that.
Why, you gonna start playing straight pool?
No, but I think you know you nailed it on the head there. 3 very important key things into trying mastering the game. Of course, fundamentals goes for any sport in the history of sports. You need fundamentals, but you know, let's just presume you do have that. So, and all of a sudden, it's about the other factors, and you know, the 3 main takeaways you just mentioned there are key.
Well, as you can see, for example, for Alexa, he's a great shot maker, being a great rotation player. But now, towards the end of this rack, he also got himself in a bit of trouble. It's the first rack, and most of the time, the first rack that does happen, you get the first opportunity after a mistake from your opponent, so nothing within your control, and you have to figure things out. But when you start to get going into a run out, and he has a nice angle on his break shot, this is where I look at who's playing the most solid patterns. So let's see if he's gonna play himself into trouble more often, or if he's gonna be playing on multiple balls at a time, and he's not gonna hit this soft. I have a feeling he might be crushing this.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe a stun run through with a lot of power. Or just a stun screw. Whoa!
Ooh.
That is frustrating, to say the least.
It was foul. Yeah, you have to respond to the object. Ah, yeah. Sorry.
It's been a minute since I've last played straight pool, though. I was wondering, and I thought to myself, do I even ask this? Because it might sound very unprofessional, but when you pot a ball and make a foul, they have to return.
Yes. That ball spots back up. Well, I'm a bit surprised he chose to go for the 8 instead of the 5 ball. Because actually he could have played the 8 and went straight into the cluster, straight into the stack. One of the things I don't like as much, the rack is not opening very well, so that means the table might not be racking so great. And then if players take too much time to open the rack up, and well, they start to struggle towards the end. So you don't really get to see too many runs that way. You see, they're just, now he's actually opened up maybe the 1, but the other balls have been pushed into a bigger cluster.
Yeah, it's one of the points you mentioned, right? It's the first thing, if my memory serves me well, is attack. Like you said, he had multiple options, and definitely the 8 ball by ball in hand in the kitchen was, well, could have left himself the most perfect angle just to develop the stack, but well, he's opted to cherry pick, really. You did mention that you know him from the junior days, so you've played either of these two players, Tim?
Well, I'm now digging deep if I've ever played Alexa, to be honest. I don't think... I mean, I've never played Villiers. I just know that he also was playing in the European Snooker Championship, so I know originally he is a snooker player that has picked up pool in the last, I think, 5 or 6 years, and started to do coaching in his country more based on snooker, but sharing that technique also to pool. I've never played Alexa as far as I remember. I've always been good friends with Alexa, by the way. Always had good times. I did visit Serbia once, and he helped me out driving at times. Crazy traffic, well, a lot of laughter. But never got to play against him.
Tricky shot, yeah. That was too much to ask for. Can we say it's been arguably a little bit fortunate? There's definitely a jump on.
Well, you're saying the jump on the 10.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like that at all. Maybe the 7 does go to the top left.
Yeah, it might just... Yeah, it does go actually. Just past the 11. So these are difficult shots because it's into a blind pocket, and the cue ball being so close to the object ball, it's even a little bit harder to aim.
Well, let me tell you this. We just had 10 days of Las Vegas, many events, and the side pockets on these Predator Arc tables, I mean, they're not... I think they play fair. Well, this is not a bad leave either. The side pockets are quite fair, but like a shot on this 3 ball is easily missed. Like even if you catch the inside jaw.
If he is a snooker player by background, this shot shouldn't be difficult for him. But I understand what you're saying, because I've seen many of these shots miss to the side pocket.
Yeah, so yeah, he's a comfortable putter. Like, he played it with a lot of pace, but I've seen that go wrong many times. And does the jump, for example, on the 10, usually I feel like that's a ball you have to make, and now suddenly on these tables it's one that you can really miss. So it's a bit of a different game plan.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he can develop a clear-cut breaking ball. By the looks of things right now, you would say the purple 12 seems to be the obvious one. I mean, if he can leave himself an angle on the 10 or 12 to play a gentle nudge into the joint of the 1 and the 4, he might develop one of the two into a breaking ball. However, I'm not so sure that shot is available to him now.
Well, I think I would play the 1, try to push the 4 lower, maybe to the bottom of the rack, and then have the 10 into the side. But as I mentioned, a very comfortable putter, but doesn't really have a break shot figured out, and we're on the last 4 or 5 balls, or we were. So that's a bit of an issue. I think this actually would work though. He doesn't look too happy, but I think 1 rail off the short rail comes straight into line. get yourself perfect on the 1.
No, that's gone wrong, I believe. I mean, well, he's got a slightest of angles, but he'll have to create a lot of power and angle on the cue ball.
Yeah, definitely missed out on a bit of outside spin. Now, I did see a match where the players chose to rack for each other. Now, I would definitely not advise that, especially not in straight pool, because if your opponent decides to leave a couple balls loose, how are you supposed to open up the stack? Well, is he going... He might be going safe. He could go forward 2 rails, but he's trying to lock it up. He's really grinding for the win.
Awesome cue ball, by the way.
Well, there's good news and bad news, I guess, Arya. Which one do you want to hear first?
Let's start with the bad news.
The bad news is that cue ball is by far not close to the short rail, and he's left the shot on the 10. The good news, though, is that there's only 2 balls on this table. There's like, he can only make 2 points unless the 14 goes to the bottom left, but I didn't think so. And there's no combination on the 14, and I don't think there's a combination on the 15, so this could be a short run. That's the good news. Oh,
How about that, though?
unless, and he's got angle on the 1 ball.
Alexa, he can't believe what he's just seen there. Again, that last nudge just makes the 12 unmissable.
Yeah, it's still quite a mess though. It's now cutting the 4. 6 ball does go. Could have actually, would have been nice if he played on the 7, because from the 7 the 14 is available. You could bump the 2 to get on the 3 ball, maybe even the 15 or the 13 to the bottom left. Of this 6, you have to play for the 8 ball. Unless you're going for a bump into the 13. Well, he did land on the 13, so I mean it's a bit of a wonder run right here, a bit of magic, but You know, that's straight pull too, you know. As long as someone makes a ball, there's nothing you can argue about. The break shot, you always need a little bit of luck with it. So he's trying to take his opportunities. He's playing very offensively. And
Yeah,
so far
exactly.
it's been reaping the rewards.
And one thing is for sure, these little nudges and kisses so far seem to be working in his favor. And that sometimes I know from experience, and I'm sure you do as well, from some reason tends to get under the skin of your opponent. Switched hands there. Looked solid, even though the shot wasn't that difficult, of course.
Oh, and that 2-ball now is in the prime position too to be a break ball. Now I do like to cross over and like play for either the 14 or the 8. You see, like this way he's crossing his angle a bit, but it's definitely feeling the table. I mean, this is a great start for Villiers Schulte.
Yes, most definitely. And you know, like you said, it was adventurous so far, but he's still dictating the table. Now it's very important he leaves himself enough angle on the 14 to make the positional side of the shot easy on the 2. More or less where the cue ball is right now on the 2 would be perfect. Don't know if you can go around the back of it, so that would be from the right side of the 2 from this camera angle. Yeah. Oh, it looks a bit hard to me. No, it should be fine.
Yeah, and now slowly starting to take a comfortable lead. I mean, I've always experienced that point where you're like 20, 30, 40 points up. You feel like it can take your opponent one run and you're dead even. But when you're like if he runs this out, he's getting 40, 50, starting to get to where you can start dreaming of running out the whole set. Oh, and that's where you get less fear. You feel the distance, less fear, and actually you start running better. Or at least that's my experience. Like, if you're up 70 to 10, you feel like nobody can stop you. So this, maybe one more rack can put that on him.
Yeah, absolutely. If you had to choose for the rest of your career to either have a lead or trailing, it's no wonder what the overwhelming result of that poll would be.
Yeah, on the other side though, also many times you see the player that goes down in straight pull quite a bit. That player actually starts to make a run because they're starting to actually play with a lot of, well, there's no fear left in the system. You know, now suddenly they're hitting the break ball 100%. You know, they're going all in into the stack and it opens up nice. And before you know it, you start to get close. So It's a bit of both. But I feel with him, he's now starting to cue freely. And the more he runs away, the more I'm actually starting to consider if he's gonna make a big run.
Yeah, still needs to play some sort of a nudge in the cluster there, Tim. Yeah, took this opportunity, and what has he left himself with? Well, a clear-cut combination on the 14. Doesn't want to roll this, so I have to play it with a deliberate pace, I would say.
Yeah, you can bring the cue ball forward though. Make sure you make the ball and float the cue ball forward, and you got the 4, 9 or the 13 to land with, or even the same 6. Would be nice if he can play the 6 and draw just into that little edge of the 1, because if the 8 ball is gone, most of the other balls will be passing as well.
Yeah, so probably has to be a combination 1 to the 8. Though I'm not sure if I would go for it right now. I think the 4 in the middle is the way forward, and then if he can control the cue ball, likely the 1 and the 8 afterwards. Yeah, called 8. Well, he's halfway there, Tim, and you were already alluding to, you know, building on the momentum, slowly running away with the match. He's got a little bit of angle here on the 9, but I think it would be wise for him just to make sure he puts the 9, let his cue ball come a little bit forward and into the middle part of the table so you can see enough of the 13 here. Ah, as he played for the 5. That was a very delicate shot. Played to perfection, has to be said. And you can see, you can even bump the 3 out and use that as a breaking ball.
Oh, that was a bit soft.
No, it wasn't. So, if the 3 ball, yeah, it's in the rack. Yeah, it is. It's definitely in the rack.
Well, the other
so
option,
yeah,
the other option could have been is to play the 1 and leave yourself a small angle on the 13, nudge the 3 ball out, leave the cue ball in the stack, and shoot from the kitchen.
now the 1 will go on the head spot.
Well, this is a very alternative break shot though to take on.
Yeah, and the cue ball is more or less on the wrong side of the table. I mean, he's right-handed, and we've seen him take on shots easily with his left hand, but this is one where he has to play it with a lot of power and precision. Now, if it was on the left side, it'd be a lot easier for him to cue and address the cue ball. Now he has to negotiate with the pack being partially in his way as well.
Oh, he is going aggressive. What does the cue ball do? Listen, honestly, that cue ball could stick in the stack.
Look, just
so
look at
many
Alexa.
times.
Every single time he's had one of these nudges, Alexa is just, his face palm is, oh my god, he cannot believe
Well,
what he's watching at.
how often do you go 2 rails and you go into the stack and the cue ball stays into the stack, or you don't land on the shot, and he hits it that perfect, skims off the stack and gets the 10. I mean, I'm not
Or the
taking
four.
anything away. I'm not taking anything away from him, but I'm saying things are running really good for him, though.
Absolutely. No, look, I said it like a couple of minutes ago. All these little nudges and rolls, they are turning into his favor, which, we both of us know. Sometimes the game can be so cruel, like you're pouring everything into it and you get nothing. This time, however, unless he makes a very tough recovery shot, this seems to be end of break.
Yeah, I think it's time to play a safety. Thin off the 2, maybe stick with the 15, but I'm a bit wondering. Actually, I like the shot he just played, but maybe a bit soft. Oh, he's going for the 8. Is he going for a carom off the 3 ball? He is taking his chances. Look at this. Oh, and that was really close too. And I think it's safe. Huh. What did this guy eat this morning? Okay, I need 2 of those. Wow. I mean, Alexa might have to bank the 8, but this is crazy. Nice shot, though.
Well, Tim, Alexa definitely needs to go to work here. He wants to close the gap. His opponent so far has had it all his own way, and it's now time for Alexa to stamp his authority on this match. He's got several options here, Alexa, to leave himself a breaking ball. It seems like the 5 is the most obvious one. It's all about having a tight cue ball control here. Don't know if the 9 ball is also a potential breaking ball. It's very close to the edge of the rack surrounding. Yeah, as said before, it seems like he's got options here. So the 9 is in fact outside of the rack mark, so good positional shot needed here. Anything center table or just past the center towards the right side would be sufficient.
Well, now will be interesting. The last time Alexa played his break shot, he scratched, and also I didn't think the rack opened that much. Would you reckon he's gonna stun this, or maybe a bit of draw?
Yeah, I think stun.
Yeah, that cue ball really was trying to go forward.
Does the 6 pass the 1? If not, he might have to take the 13.
Oh, it looks like he's not on a shot. And I mean, would you rather shoot the 13 in the top right or a 6-1 combination?
I would always go for the 13.
Yeah, and I
I'm
would
not
always play the combination.
I'm not good at these combinations, so it's like you say, it's one of the you just have to, you know, everybody has a preference in going about things on the table. So if you're confident in your combinations, then it seems like the 6-1 is definitely better in terms of positional outcomes.
Well, I'm good at missing balls, so if you just aim the 6, like I usually aim it to the corner, then it makes the 1 in this case. So that was a good combination from Alexa.
That was one hell of an intro into explaining why you're good at it.
Yeah, I usually aim that wrong, and then I make the combination. So it's great. Oh, well, the 5 ball does go. But you see, he is trying to like open it up very soon, very early, which I see a lot of people wait quite long. Still messy though.
Yeah, exactly. He is definitely a contrast compared to his opponent. He's a little bit more willing to be ultra precise with his cue ball, whereas Alexa is, you know, at the very first opportunity looking to develop the balls. He's prepared to gamble. For example, this shot here, he's not left himself anything unmissable. Well, maybe the 2-14? Nah, that's not on.
He's got a cut on the 10, so it's not so bad. But then yet, I also feel like he did play like a stun top, and I probably would have just force followed it all the way through. Like he's holding back a bit.
Going for the bank here. Well, he's not holding back on this one.
Yeah, nice shot.
Made to look as a warm-up shot. I believe our very own Tim has on his socials, on his YouTube channel, many different fun routines, and I think one of them is like a warm-up routine with bank shots. So go check that out.
Yeah, I'm trying to find new things, you know, sharing new insights on pool, but sometimes there is like, I have ideas, 30, 40, 50 videos in a session, and sometimes I play for 2 weeks and I have no idea what to show to people, just blank. It's a funny thing.
Yeah, everything is a lot easier on the eye unless you actually get your hands dirty and you start to realize, well, it's not as easy as people might think. It's the same with the sport we are watching, right? Sometimes you see the top players make the game look so easy, and you know, if you've never played the game, you think, well, I can do this. He's not played a difficult shot, but you know, the art form in itself is, you know, having perfect cue ball control. So Tim, it seems like the 4 is the breaking ball here, or I was about to say 7, but he's gonna take that out.
No, I like the 4. The 4 is still fine. The only thing I don't like is the fact that 13 is far away from the 4. So you have to travel to that 13 and then still... Oh, he was trying to play a bit of a nudge. Maybe the 4 is a bit low.
Yeah, he tried to play a advanced positional shot there. He played it at the right pace, so he was more or less trying to guarantee not to hook himself on either the 2 or the 13. We'll have to play a very good positional shot here. He's left himself a little bit too thin on the 13 though. So this is a very touch and feel shot, Tim.
Well, I have to say, it's indeed a soft stroke, but his odds to get an angle on the 4 are quite high. That's the good news. Oh, a bit pacey. It's all right. I mean, we're gonna find out. I seem to have a bit of a struggle seeing the outer lines of the rack. The players actually have a marked rack on the table, and in this case, more angle on the 4 ball would have maybe been more difficult to make a solid hit onto the 12. If he catches the 12 half ball, the cue ball will go into the short rail and right back out, and you would at least open 5 balls, I would say. Gotta hit it hard though. Oh, he played super draw and no future. And that's mainly also, if you think about it, he's catching the 12 full. The 12 pushes the 14 over into the long rail and comes back out into the stack. And the 12 gets pushed to the bottom. So technically him playing the draw on that shot made it happen for him not, or to have lower chances of getting a shot after.
I mean, so far he's been very aggressive with that bang shot as well in the previous run, but this time had to settle for a safety, and I think he's done pretty okay.
Yeah, this is a good choice. I mean, he's made, I mean, it's not a big run, but he's played enough of a run to stay close to Villiers. That's the only thing you can do, you know. You cannot control the outcome of the rack always. So you're trying to stay close to where the other guy feels the pressure, and you wait till you get a better opportunity. But if he hits this thin, yeah, I had a feeling he was gonna hit this thin. What a contact. And the issue is as well with the shot clock. I've heard so many top pros tell me that this shot clock with straight pull or 8 ball is so tough. And this is one of those positions. Villiers had the obvious save. Now, if Alexa plays this a bit wrong, he's gonna leak something over the corner. Oh, he's played it right. Good shot there. But it puts
Awesome
extra pressure, the shot clock. Yeah,
I'm always in favor of the shot clock. it is something that just prevents the game to, well, I'm just gonna flat out say it, to make it look boring, because when you turn on the TV and see someone taking over a minute, 2 minutes, or in a very extreme situation 6 minutes over a shot, you just, you know, you go, oh, I'm gonna switch the channel because nothing happening here.
Oh.
It's not a legal shot.
Yeah, and he's left a shot on that 12 ball. Now, is he gonna run into the 3 ball? I kinda like that, if you can catch it full enough. Could also run into the 13. Then again, you know, full into the 13, the 15 is gonna pop out, the 8 is gonna pop out, you have the 7 and the 14. So it's quite safe as long as you don't baby the ball. Well, he did not catch the 13 and needs a bit of luck. I don't think there's a combo. The 14 might not go by the 7, or well, it might, but from this angle we got, it doesn't look like it.
15-10 combination, perhaps. He's looked at it twice now, but yeah, not 100% happy with that shot, so it is going to be the 14 cut back. And has he lost his cue ball? First glance, partially yes.
No. He's perfect on the 8. Never, never any doubt.
I'm not sure if I would use the word perfect, but he's got a shot on here. Needs to cue this well. These are tricky shots, Tim. Yeah, awesome.
Well, that's where, I mean, his shot making, and also Villiers, same thing. I mean, Villiers possibly a different kind of technique. It's not as much of a pool player, but both have such a high shot making that as long as they play the game right and they play the correct cannons, the correct bumps into the balls, I don't see them miss for a long time. But if they start to land funny, well, they could easily miss a couple times in the same rack. So it's a bit of both worlds.
To your knowledge, has there been a player who's run the 100 in one go so far in this tournament?
Oh, I would have to check every match that has been played, which easily done. Oh yes, I checked the third match I seen. P.S. Labudis 100.
That is very, very dominant.
Well, I have to say, people were doubting the European Championships a bit last year, but this year the field is stronger, so it will be interesting to see who's gonna come out on top. A player like Petri Makkonen can do it, or Konrad Jusicin can do it. There's always Germans around that can do it.
Yeah, one young man, Felix Vogel. He's definitely someone on the rise.
Well, he did lose to his countryman Erik Matteren earlier.
Yeah, from this camera angle we can't really see whether the 3 is easily puttable. It seems like it is. Needs to hug the rail. Yeah, there we go. Clearly a ball and a half between the 10 and the side rail, so as long as he can get his cue ball close to the side rail, which he's failed to in this attempt. Or does the 10 pass the 3? No. So it'll have to be the 2 onto the 3 or even play into them. I wouldn't advise to take that risk, to be honest. Yeah, this is nicely played. I think he can draw it back for the 10 in the same corner pocket. Oh,
Can he?
That nudge was not intentional.
It's okay though. I mean, make the ball. You could also cut this to the other corner. I mean, he's got 2 options. And in doubt, he could hit it hard and we'll see where the cue ball lands, you know, just don't scratch. And that's what I'm saying, like playing offensively. If you feel like you can't hold it, then don't try to hold it. Go full rails. So yeah, he could have maybe played using that extra long rail and come back out. But this is great for the score, you know, it's 56 to 53. Time for another safety battle.
Yeah, exactly. This run will not continue from this point. He can attack the 10 ball, of course, if he wants to. But unless the 15 passes into the bottom left corner pocket, I don't think there is any value in taking the 10 ball.
I like a roll up on the 6. Send the 7 ball over to the top left corner. But he wants to trigger Villiers a bit, you know, saying, hey, you know, I'm going to leave you this open. Probably you're going to miss it 4 out of 10. So let me just pray for that 4 out of 10 and it's going to be wide open after. But I don't know. I just feel like to some players that works. But unfortunately, I've experienced it myself playing this kind of shot. And then you got Nick Vandenberg, Niels Feyen, Albin Ushan, this kind of guys. Torsten, you know, they just slam that 15 in and say, well, let me just run the set out on you. And then the one mistake you made was putting the cue ball over where you left anything of a shot.
Yeah, it's always a gamble when you play the top quality players. Nothing is safe, nothing is a guarantee. That's why the best way forward in beating the top seeds is attacking the game, attacking the opponent. Well, actually not even play the opponent, just attack the table. As if there's no fear, no hesitation. It usually is the best game plan. Now I'm just wondering, Tim, does that 15 go into the right middle pocket from this angle?
No, but the 6 does go in the top right.
Perhaps from this angle as well. But where does the next puck come from?
Well, now, for example, if you can bank the 9 into the 6 and purposely try to move the 6, well, I was gonna say, if you can play more speed, you move the 6 over the side, for example. That's where you put a lot of pressure. He can easily nick the 3 ball into the 10 and bring the cue ball back into the stack from this position. Could play the 13 partially off the 12, then off the left side of the 15, send both balls up table, and the cue ball a little bump into the 10, and that should be check. This, but then I don't know why he's playing it so soft though. Like, you would want to move a ball over the corner and say, well, now it doesn't matter where you move the cue ball, I'm going to be able to either jump it or make it.
Very interesting insights there. This safety return seems to be a bit more, yeah, I was about to say tricky, and he's butchered that because I think he's definitely left the pot on the 9. I'm not so sure whether it goes directly into the side pocket. If it doesn't, it definitely goes in the top right corner pocket. Yeah, he seems to be eyeing up the corner pocket, so he will be going for this. 9 into the top right, cue ball with topspin, back up table. Yeah, swooshed it. Does he have the angle here on the 12 to cut it into the side and go off 2 rails into the pack? Maybe it's a little bit too thin for that. Yeah, too thin.
Well, he can play. Well, yeah, well, I was gonna say he can go off the 13 into the stack right now. And you got the
Definitely.
angle. Kind of have to go. Like, the other option is to play the 13, play the 15 in the top left, shoot the 6 in the center, and go into the stack. But then you only have 1 ball left to get your opportunity. You know, in this way, you're always supposed to be on the 15 or the 6 in the worst case, and then now it got even better and he got on the 10.
Yeah, when you look at the line of the balls just below the top head string, it almost looks like a 1 pocket drill. By potting the 1, send his cue ball up table and center table. He would leave himself options. Even that nudge won't spoil the party here. And, well, do you know it, Tim? He's back in front now, Alexa. So this is a very important juncture of the match. Both players past the halfway mark. Will that safety error be the last shot of the match for Vilius? Remains to be seen, of course. A lot of balls to be potted still.
Yeah, definitely needs 3 more break shots. And we both know that with 3 break shots, there's still so much that can go wrong. Now, same thing. I kind of like my chances to just softly play the 10 and run into the 4-11. You know, just softly. You're always gonna have the 14. If you skim off a ball, the 15 and the 6 are waiting for you. Like, don't give yourself a shot that you could actually miss. Ooh. Did use everything of that corner, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you only need one of those to go wrong. And you might give the other player 30, 40 points, you know, depending on how well they play, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Well, luckily for him, it's the first day, so these type of shots on the first day, they do drop in, they slide in, to be precise, but...
Well, as I just mentioned, Simonis and Predator have come to a collaboration. They are making their, well, a cloth together, and it's called the Arcadia Elite, I believe it is. And, well, after 10 days of Vegas, I still think that ball went into the top corner, for example, depending on the speed you play.
Well, I hate to say it, Tim, but what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Well, I'm just saying the cloth is most likely still going to be playing quite similar to what it is now, which is great for the players because I think it's gonna slide. Obviously, the slide is gonna be a little less, but the pockets still grab to where we're still playing pool and we don't have to play snooker. I know that's your strength, but
Used to be, Tim. Nowadays, I'd be happy to make 8.
oh, that's quite a lot. You don't want to know what happened the last time I played snooker, so... Yeah, so 66 now. So he needs 34, which is a couple balls more than 2 racks. That's why I mentioned he needs 3 break shots. This is as an opponent, this is where I'm excited, you know, like with all the other balls, if it's a good player, he's gonna be able to get it open anyways. So this is where I feel like you have a chance, maybe a scratch, maybe they get no shot after. Well, in this case, I would already think, okay, that's 14 balls more, and I would just wait. Like, I'm not spending any more energy hoping for, do I get a chance, yes or no? Just be ready for whenever something happens. He's not happy, but he has the 14-6. This is one I usually miss, because now you actually have to aim towards the corner. But he's really supposed to make this, so... I mean, if he doesn't fancy the 8, he should be able to make a 14-6 combination.
Yeah, I agree. It is one you would expect these high-level players to make, for sure. You can bump the 13 to control the cue ball.
Well...
And his opponent was on a timeout, is on a timeout, not was, so you just have to sit there and stew in his seat. And you can clearly see what he thinks of that.
Well, there's only one thing I can say, Arya. Why did you put the commentator's curse on him? No,
Me?
all jokes aside, I don't believe in that anyways. But yeah, I mean, as we said, I think it was a high percentage shot for him to take on, and it's not like he's missed it by a bunch, but I mean, it was missable. And I think he was unfortunate if you consider how well he went into the stack, how much it actually opened up. But yeah, in the end, that's the beauty with straight ball. I feel like, you know, it's so easy. If I miss a ball, or like in this case, I'm like, well, you know, if I made the ball, I would have continued to run and I had 14 points more. I didn't. Well, what did I do wrong? Well, I missed the ball. I mean, it's very simple to analyze that straight ball. I should have made it.
Yeah, it's the I think I don't know which player it was. It was the psychology of not being too harsh on yourself, because you know ultimately it's one thing, and I'm stating the obvious here. You never miss a shot on purpose. So when it happens, you can analyze it, and that's probably what 99% of the players do anyways. But there's really no point in to over-analyze it. You've not missed it on purpose, and it just happens, and then what? So you just have to reset and don't stew over it, because it's not going to help you in the continuation of the match. But it's easy to say that when you're in our position, you're not at the table, you're not playing out there. These players, they put a lot of time and effort into practice. They travel a lot. They make a lot of expenses, right? Hotels and what have you. So there's a lot at stake for them as well. So when you've been playing so much pool and you've been used to not missing, and then all of a sudden you make these silly errors, it can really break you mentally.
Yeah, then again, we make things sound very easy. Oh, he's developed that nicely. A bit of a bummer to see the 2 and the 10 collide, or at least get together, but it's okay though. Could play 15-14. If the 6 doesn't go to the bottom left, it will be after that. And then 6-12 could go up, play the 10, but he's doubting it a bit though. Could go 4-12 and nudge the 14 again.
Yeah, and one thing I would say is, for some reason, and maybe I'm a little bit too picky on Alexa, but every time he's in his seat, his body language is conveying he's looking like he's being tortured out there. Still a lot of pool and balls to be potted till the conclusion of this match, so he doesn't want to let his head down here. He's still 10 pots in front. And like Tim just said there earlier, Villiers has a couple of balls that don't look 100% guarantee. The first one that pops into mind is the 6, just below the 14. That needs resolving. He might be able to... Oh, he's called a 2 ball here. So I presume you can just see enough of the 2 to pot it. Safety in. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes about this 6 and 14 ball. This is a feature of his game. We've seen this since the beginning of the match. He's very confident in his cue ball control. He's not afraid to take on these very delicate positional shots. So a long pot here on the 10, never in doubt. Now it'll be interesting to see whether once again he's trying to play perfect position on the 14 Doesn't have to go about it that way, but you know, it's definitely seems to be a preference of his.
Wow, what a nudge. Now, what ball would you prefer the most to get on the 13?
Well, I'm not so sure whether it is just outside of the racking parameters. Probably is just. So to answer your question, the purple 12 center table seems to be the obvious point for the cue ball to travel to.
Yeah, he does have ideal shape on his break shot. It's not straight enough to where you have to force the cue ball into the stack, but it's not too big of a cut to where you might miss it occasionally. In the meantime, Alexa has taken his time out, but that doesn't mean Filius won't be able to continue as long as there's a referee there, which there is, doing the shot clock and counting the points, of course. So he should be able to continue as he goes. A lot of players, they like to wait, but then yet he likes to, you know, keep the train going. Bit like me, so I would rather not wait in this case. Just gonna play full draw. Watch that cue ball. Yeah, another match going all the way to the end. The good news is after this match we will have a bit of a break on the Pro Billiard TV channel, but we will be back at 9 p.m. in Turkey local time.
Tim, that is horrible news. If you love the sport like all of our viewers do, you're in a bit of a depression right now.
I do understand, but we are close to running late if we would have another match in 14 minutes. And then we might have to push that match. So, I mean, there's just choices. The only good news I do have, though, because obviously I always think about the good and the bad news, is that we will still have a stream on table 3. So table 3 is still available the whole day to follow. So there will be some straight pool for you to watch. And if players are streaming their own matches, then obviously you can watch on their channels. But the Pro Billiard series will still be streaming table 3 in the meantime, till we are back at 9 p.m. in Turkey time. Now, free for him to open up this, and again, so soft. Like,
Yeah, it's been a feature of his game, hasn't it been, Tim? He is very deliberate with his cue ball. He's not the type that, you know, just smashes into the pack. Very, you know, stark contrast with his opponent. But he seems to be very confident in his cue ball control.
well, playing this pace, he he was always gonna have the 5 ball. But then yet, if he played it with a bit more authority, could have had the 1, could have had the 3 ball, maybe the 11. Like, I mean, try to give yourself options. This is missable. Well, not for a snooker player, I guess, but... Well, I don't want to call him a snooker player because obviously I know the last couple of years he has put time into playing pool, so it's not that he only plays snooker. It's just that he looks like a snooker player when he goes down on the shot. As long as he calls a bank shot and not a double, he's a pool player.
You know, but because, well, you know my background, but after all these years, I have also put a lot of time practicing and trying to master the game in pool billiards. I suppose, of course, the compact cueing, the solid fundamentals, they definitely help in putting the balls, but on some shots, in a weird way, they actually hamper you, because the you know, when you're a textbook snooker player, one of the things that any coach will try, or any decent coach will try and tell you, is you have to keep still, keep everything compact, and never move on the shot. Now that's a vast contrast when you're playing a break or you're playing a jump shot. It's completely different. So if you're too stuck in that old model, it also gets a bit of, you know, in your way to master all the shots. So yes, it's amazing for putting balls, but sometimes you need actually a little bit more flair, a little bit more loose cue action to get a bit more spin. Or this is something, maybe I've not explained it as good as I wanted to, but it's something I picked up from Nick van den Berg, our very own Nick van den Berg, that not always a compact cueing is required for every single shot.
Yeah, I used to play a lot of snooker, and I started to use a different technique on, for example, long draw shots or extreme spin shots. Like, there is a couple types of shots which are just not manageable with that super tight cueing. And it has to do with the follow through.
Exactly. And some of the household names, some of the icons of the sport, well, they have a very unique cueing. Shane Van Boning, Efren Reyes, Oliver Ortmand, who's won pretty much everything on the European scene.
Well, there is many more of that, definitely. I mean, there still is. But you gotta find the in-between. There's a reason why Alex Pegulayan also has played on the professional snooker tour. And trust me, he did not start playing snooker in the Philippines. Oh, I think he was trying to catch a piece of the 7. Now, is he gonna try again? Just wondering. We've seen him succeed making this catch the top ball and still get shape. Well, I cannot see this happening again, but maybe some of you do. Would be insane if he actually gets this 2 out of 2. He is going aggressive, though. I probably would be playing safe. He is going for it. Is he gonna catch? If the cue ball runs in between the 13 and the 10, he will do it again. Or maybe skim off in between the 2 and the 1. But I don't think he's got the angle for that. Oh, he's missed it. And what is he leaving for Alexa? That 3-ball might not be on.
Well, Tim, I'll be honest with you. All I was watching it was Alexa's facial expressions throughout the whole shot. And I have to say, I'm not surprised.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say I've never done the same, but the difference could be is if he thinks, "Hey, listen, I'm happy. I get back to the table." He could have made it and still be at the table. So, I mean, you could be thinking at it from a different perspective. You can get a bit carried away thinking so negatively about, well, he's leaving me bad again, he's leaving me bad again. Does this 13 not go in the side?
No, he's called the bank shot. Now this all of a sudden theoretically becomes a very good chance for Villiers to close off this match. You'll need, of course, the next rack as well to seal the deal. Now then, let's see if he hits this pack firm. You'd think that's the way forward, wouldn't it be, Tim?
Oh, nice split. He's on the 15, that's the good news. I mean, actually it landed a bit weird to where the 1-4 combination, I don't think you would like it. The 14-7 is Scrappy. Gotta take the 15, you know, just buy yourself some time.
I'm sure if he would have the right angle, he would even try to run into the 14 and the 7 there.
Oh, he might have... I might like to go top spin on this 10 ball. Try to run into the 2 or the 11, like in between. Because in that case, I think you're gonna push a ball to the right and a ball to the left. Cannot go wrong. Well, he didn't like my option. I tried to jinx him. That's probably why. He's a clever guy, I can see it.
No, but look, and going a little bit off topic here, I really wonder in how many decades time from now if we would ever have an element to sports where you could have, I don't know, like an earpiece in or something. If that would ever be allowed. Try and imagine that you have a coach and he goes, no, go for that shot. Or you're watching tennis and the player has an earpiece in and the coach goes, no, go outside. It would make it a little bit more tactical, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, sports is already too difficult. I don't understand actually, by the way, why he did not play the 4 and run into the 8-6. The 3 ball is next to it. It was a free chance to open things up. This is a little bit more of a tricky spot to be in with the 2 in the side.
I do agree, Tim, but this seems to be the way he approaches the game. He's really all about cue ball control and maneuvering the cue ball using little nudges. He's not the type that likes to take a risk, or at least it seems like that's how he looks at certain shots, taking too much risk. For example,
yeah, I mean,
Alexa might even run into the 14 and a 7 here off the 11, because I mean it'd be very unfortunate not to leave himself a pot on.
Well, also the fact that we're getting towards the end of the rack and you need to figure something out. Oh.
It was most definitely what he went for, but unfortunately, or if you're Villiers, fortunately did not make contact with him. So that's still a problem to be resolved.
But what is he gonna play with this 14-7? Is he gonna try and draw all the way along the long rail to open it up?
I think the next ball will be the 8. And let's say, for argument's sake, you'll run into the 6. It'll have to be off the 3 or the 6 ball. But logistically, you would prefer to do it after this next shot, if that is even possible. Off the 6, you're now all of a sudden 100% relying on a bit of fortune.
Yeah, I mean, what to play? He's running out of time, so max spin. I think he can barely make a contact on the 14. Like it's super tiny, but it should be enough to open it up. And the 14 could land as a break shot too. Just maximum spin, as much as you can go outside. Yeah. This was one of the down parts, Arya.
Yeah. And he's got nothing left to him. Might have to play bottom rail and just land on the 7. It's a risky shot as well. What is he doing here?
Yeah, I'd rather go towards the short rail actually. Just oh, he went full for the combination. Well, this is the last time I'm gonna do it for this match. But there's good news and bad news.
That's your catchphrase, isn't it?
Well, the thing is, the 14 might actually be a nice break shot. But he's straight on the 7, so he won't be able to get that angle. So now he will have to go with a, well, probably a least favorite break shot, and especially so straight on the 7.
Yeah, it'll have to be off 2 rails.
Well, this is going all the way till the end. And we are now too late for our next round match, so we're just not gonna do one on this table. I just decided that, so our next match will be at 9 PM Turkey local time. We still have table 3 going though. All the way till the end for today. . Well, he did miss the rack by quite a bit there, so decided to play his safety. Yeah, just
Yeah, he
for
decided that up front.
yeah. I forgot to say that. Yeah. Now, all jokes aside, I mean, it's just been super scrappy. Phileas did have somewhat of a run in the early stage, but now it's super scrappy back and forth. Alexa, you can see there's quite some frustration. This is a loser qualification match, so the player that loses this match is out. And I don't think that you will be playing tomorrow either, because tomorrow is filled with the ending of the straight pool. There is a piece of the last 64 tonight at 9 p.m. Turkey local time, as I mentioned now a couple times. But also the other half will be at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, which is a bit too early for us. That's why we will be going live tomorrow morning for the last 32 all the way till the end.
Now then, safety.
Yes. Yeah, and lay that ball over the side. Yeah, this is what I like to see. Just because of that ball being over the side, it already limits Alexa so much. And if he tries to double up the 2 and the 15, he's gonna leave something on the 7.
I'm a little bit confused because Villiers was on 86. Now he's on 85. Where has he made a foul that I'm not aware of?
He did kick 2 rails, or 1 rail at the stack, and then hit a rail after.
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, forgot about that. So again,
Yeah, so
well, the good news for
there
him
was
is if he would run the pack here, 15 balls potted, he won't need an additional shot. But that's right now it's not looking like a certainty by any means.
Well, I am jumping this 15 ball 1000%. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that I'm gonna try and take this opportunity. Now, there are good questions in the chat. There was, why did he give back the 7? Because the player chose to call safety, so that means the 7 ball will be spotted back up, and the other player plays from where the cue ball lands. This is a great pot, but no future.
And he still has to play the jump.
Yeah, well, from this position, a bit tougher though. But yeah, possibly. And the other question was, why wasn't this a foul? Well, it actually was a foul. I think the referee did count that foul a bit late, or maybe the scoring glitched a bit. I have no idea, honestly. But I did see the score go back, so it worked.
He's called a kick shot on the 2.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna say something, and this is purely an observation and personal opinion, so don't come from me all at the same time. I think he's very tough to call the shots. Like on some shots, he is, for my liking, very aggressive, and then in other occasions where I think, well, he's certain to attack the balls, all of a sudden he plays safe. So for example, a couple of shots ago he had a potential cut shot into the middle on the 7 ball, played safe, and he nailed the safety. But it looked like a makeable shot, particularly for his background. But then all of a sudden now he plays that kick shot, where I would think, I mean, that's definitely a billiards type of shot. So I thought he's going to play safe. No, he goes for the attack. It's very tough to call what his next move is. Yeah, this 10 ball is definitely puttable. Top left corner park hit. Not so sure whether that was the plan. Will that be his last mistake in this match, Tim?
Well, there's only one way to find out. This story has had so many tales that I would be surprised if there's not another one. Don't dig too deep though. Well, that's another of those shots. Like, I would probably play stun and blast the ball and open the stack. He's played it so controlled, but yet the only ball that has developed is the 6. Well, it's landed right in between. Trying to play a bit pace here though. I mean, he's playing a bit quicker just because of the shot clock. And also to get more rhythm going. But yet by now choosing to go to the 12, he's lost the opportunity to take away the 8 or the 14, and it still remains a bit of a tricky cluster in the center.
Might be able to develop them a little bit further here after 9 ball. Seems to be the plan. The next angle he leaves himself on the 8 is very important. Or the 14 for that matter.
Well, let's see, he's gonna try and use the 11 to go to the 1 and the 4, maybe a combination, 1 4 on the side. But he's landed more angle on the 2, so that means more work to get straight-ish on the 11. That's why he's choosing to go back now. Can always use the 2 ball to go to the 14. Well, does have 2 options for a break shot now, but he's really trying to stick with the 14 as a break shot, so he's trying to go to the center for the 4. I just don't like going from the 4 to the 14, and he's missed that too. Ah yeah, this is crazy. 86 to 88. Vilnius has a break shot if he can go 4 and then come straight down from the 2 ball. He will have a break shot and he only needs 1 more rack.
Well, if he goes on and split the pack, which we could silently assume you would need less than a pack, so all about the nice angle on the 14. Cue ball towards the center line of the table, just to the right of it. One good split. Nothing to separate them. We've seen quite a few close finishes on this opening day. And how about yourself, Tim? You've been really put to work on this particular table, haven't you?
Well, on the Predator Arc table, yes. Yeah, definitely a lot of matches in the past, well, now 2 weeks-ish. 10 days, 2 weeks. But there will be so many more events to come. As we're gonna go to Rome, and there's still so many more PBS events in Missouri one, and in Texas there is one, I do believe. And then we have all the Asian events coming. We have more Euro tours. So yeah, I mean, definitely stay tuned at Pro Billiard TV. Just make sure you put that little button to where you be notified when we're live, because we're going worldwide. It's going to be big. Multiple world championships. Also the Pro Billiard Series Women's Tour has started. So yeah, great things happening for the sport, and I'm just very lucky to be watching it from the front row, I feel like.
Yeah, most definitely. When you have a common shared passion for the game, it's nice to follow these top players and see how all these big events unfold.
Well, this is still exciting though. I mean, I have a feeling there's still something gonna happen. If he stops the cue ball on the 4, use the 10 to slam into that stack, you would say it's gonna open up and he's gonna be able to run out. But, I mean, would.
Yeah, it's just not the way he approaches the game. He is the equivalent of a Stephen Lee type of break builder. You know, he takes the loose balls instead of smashing into the pack from the first type of opportunity. What is going on? He's asked for the ref. Keeping close eye on this.
Well, it's a grind. 10 to the 6. Same thing. Leave yourself that little angle, or, well, little, or a bit more. Doesn't matter. 10-6. Go into the stack. Open it up.
Surely Tim needs to play this with a bit more pace. A power stunt screw, I feel, is the right shot here. Yeah, that's likely to be the winning shot for him. Just 4 pots away, and, well, That looks ominous to me.
Yeah, that means we're gonna see Villiers Schull to Ebert in the last 64 redraw. Single elimination stage. As I mentioned, 9 p.m. tonight, local Turkey time, is the first half of the last 64. We will not be streaming the other half tomorrow morning. It's just too early for all of us. But we will be back at 11 a.m. Turkey local time tomorrow morning. So don't forget, 9 p.m. tonight and 11 a.m. tomorrow. Well, I think this is it, right? Needs two more? No, one more. Yeah, so this is it. Heartbreak for Alexa. He's stuck on 88. There's the handshake. So that's it for now. As I mentioned, our next match will be in a little less than 2 hours. So hopefully we'll get to welcome you back at Pro Billiard TV. Thanks to Ares Arabi and myself, Tim de Ruiter, for being here and surviving this beautiful matchup. This was quite the cracker. See you guys later.